Welcome back to The Explainer. So it is day 18 of us making a video for you guys, and we are absolutely not taking our foot off the gas today. We're skipping the usual intro because we are jumping straight into a concept that honestly demands your immediate and undivided attention. It's called the accountability mirror, and it's all about finally facing the uncomfortable truth.
Let's start with a really piercing question. Why do we love to lie to ourselves? I mean, really think about that for a second. We do it all the time, right? Little lies, big lies, lies of omission. We build up these incredibly comfortable excuses. And the reason we do it is actually pretty simple. It protects our ego. Facing our own shortcomings, yeah, that's painful. So our brains just kind of construct this alternate reality where nothing is our fault. We literally build a fortress of deception just so we can feel okay about staying exactly where we are.
What's wild is how universal these specific lies actually are. Let's methodically walk through a few of the common excuses we make. First off, blaming our environment for our failures. It's our upbringing or our hometown or maybe just our current boss. Then we blame our genetics, telling ourselves, well, I'm just not built for that kind of physical or mental challenge. Next up, blaming a lack of time, which is crazy because last I checked, we all get the exact same 24 hours in a day. And finally, the classic fallback, blaming bad luck. We default to these specific excuses because they act like this giant, heavy shield. If it's your environment's fault, or your genes, or just terrible luck, well then you're off the hook. You don't have to put in the hard work.
But listen, here is the harsh reality of that kind of mindset. Comfort is a slow poison. Just think about that phrase for a minute. The comfort you get from those excuses, it is slowly killing your potential. If you just insulate your ego with a bunch of lies, you're going to remain completely stagnant. You absolutely cannot fix what you flat out refuse to acknowledge. If you never actually admit that your actions, or, let's be real, your lack of action, are the root of the problem, you're going to be stuck in the exact same spot, year after year, just drinking that slow poison.
This right here perfectly illustrates the massive divide between two totally different mindsets. On side A, we've got the victim. A lot of folks look in the mirror and whether they say it out loud or not, they see a victim. They say they want fitness, right? But then they immediately blame their metabolism. They dream of success, yet they just sit around waiting for someone else to rescue them. Contrast that with side B. Reality requires ownership. People say they want financial freedom, but then they blame the economy for having no savings, completely ignoring their own daily spending habits. Victims sit around waiting for a rescuer. Owners, they take the wheel.
And to keep that victim status going, people will literally surround themselves with enablers. Folks who just tell them exactly what they want to hear instead of what they actually need to hear. Why? Because a pleasant lie feels really good today. It keeps the peace. It keeps you super comfortable just chilling on the couch. But an uncomfortable truth, that is literally the only thing that can change your future. Fully embracing that truth is the absolute prerequisite if you want to evolve. You've got to be willing to completely shatter that comfortable little illusion you've built.
To really grasp how dangerous this is, let's look at this pilot metaphor. Imagine a pilot flying a plane straight into a massive, violent, turbulent storm. Suddenly, a warning light starts flashing red on the dashboard. The fuel tank is almost completely empty. Now, instead of rerouting to an airport or actually trying to solve the problem, the pilot just grabs a piece of tape and slaps it right over the warning light. Boom! Flashing light is gone, problem solved, right? Obviously not. The danger didn't go anywhere. A few minutes later, the plane inevitably runs out of fuel and it crashes. Ignoring reality never actually changes reality. I really want you to just let that sink in for a second. That piece of tape didn't magically put fuel in the plane's tank. All it did was hide the truth until it was way, way too late. So how does this actually apply to you? Well, your life works the exact same way as that airplane. Think about it. Over on side A, we have your excuses. Every single excuse you make about not having time, about your genetics, the economy, or just plain bad luck is literally just another piece of tape covering up your own personal warning lights. Those lights are still flashing underneath, and your engine is still failing. Side B is radical honesty. Ripping that tape off, staring at the blinking red light, and finally admitting, hey, I'm out of fuel and I need to do something about it right now. It is the only true path forward.
Now, to practice this kind of radical honesty, you got to take full ownership of your life, which means accepting some pretty harsh truths. Let's run through these quickly because they really need to hit hard. Number 1, no one is coming to save your finances. Number 2, no one is coming to build your discipline. And number 3, no one is coming to create your future. There is no knight in shining armor riding in to rescue you. Look, the truth might sting your ego. It might even hurt your feelings a bit. But taking absolute ownership of these facts is the only possible way to unlock your true dormant potential.
But here is the incredible flip side to all of this. It is definitely not all doom and gloom. Actually, it's the exact opposite. The moment you stop making excuses, you instantly take back your power. Just think about it for a second. If your failure is entirely the economy's fault, well, you're totally powerless, right? But if your failure is your own fault, then you have the ultimate power to actually fix it. Ripping off that tape doesn't just show you the warning light. It puts your hands firmly back on the controls of your own life.
So how do we actually put this into practice? We do the accountability mirror exercise, and I really challenge you to do this today. Step 1, just go stand in front of a mirror and look yourself dead in the eyes. Step 2, figure out your absolute biggest weakness, your biggest flaw, and write it down on a sticky note. Step 3, slap that sticky note right onto the mirror. Don't run from it, accept full responsibility for it. Look at the note, look at your reflection, and just own it. And finally, step 4, take one small action today to improve it. Just one single step.
Because here's the secret. You don't actually have to fix your entire life by tomorrow morning. Small actions, repeated every single day, create extraordinary results. You don't need some massive overnight transformation. You just need to stop running from the truth. Just acknowledge whatever weakness is written on that sticky note, commit to one tiny step forward today, and then do another one tomorrow. It is all about building consistency that's rooted in reality rather than delusion.
I want to leave you with this final, really provocative thought to wrap up today's explainer. You can lie to the world, but you cannot lie to the reflection staring back at you. You can totally fool your friends, your boss, your family into thinking you're doing absolutely everything you can. But when you stand in front of that glass, completely alone, looking into your own eyes, you know the truth. The real question is, are you finally ready to face it?